What's up, guys? This is gonna be a video about just how to play Minecraft, like how to get gear and stuff early game. Mostly just for my friends because I know a lot of them don't necessarily know how to do it properly. So I mean, but if you're just watching for some good content. I think this helps a lot of people, and this is not necessarily like objectively the best, but this is how I do it, just to set myself up for future success. Um, with that being said, let's get right into it. We're just gonna call this one new. Why not? I don't know. It's dumb, but we'll call it. I'll do commands on just in case I need to show anything. Default random seed. Nothing crazy. Uh, game rules. Anything needs to be changed? Not really. Okay, we're good. Let's go ahead and start. So first thing loading up, I would look for. Well, first thing besides getting wood, I would say I would look for a village. Villages are really good, and we got super lucky with the village right there. Um, Now I thought about using shaders and other like visual mod packs, but I figured for this one, because this is how most people are going to be playing it, I figured just start with zero. But in the comments, if you want to see shaders, if you don't care, just like I want to look nice, just let me know. I'm cool with that too. Uh, but for now, for this episode, I'm just gonna keep it plain. There's no visual mods, just some like, optimization, just so it runs better. Like that's it. Nothing. I have sodium running a few other things. Besides that, very basic. But this obviously just get like your basic wood pickaxe. I recommend an axe, I think. Oh, also very important thing: your keybinds. This is very important. When you go into your keybinds here, don't just. Well, I think the biggest thing you want to work on is your well, if you're a sweat, your perspective, that's gonna be very important. But most importantly, your inventory keybinds. These are what matter most. Now, some people just scroll, which if you want to, sure. But realistically, if you're trying to play and maybe get serious, or maybe just you just want to be more effective, I recommend just changing your keybinds because hitting 6 and 7, 8 and 9, those are just like not realistic, most likely. So I recommend changing mine are just like F, R, V, and C, just so my pointer finger can hit them whenever I need to. That's pretty much it. And last one is your sprint key. So the problem with that is you can technically just double tap your W key and you will sprint. You can see by the particles. But honestly, think when you're trying to run hills and stuff, like when if it gets super hilly, like if it's like almost like kind of like a staircase like this, trying to double tap is just it's impossible. Instead, if you can spam control, it works way easier. So I recommend hitting control. I think that is a much more effective way of like sprinting early game. But next thing I'm gonna do is actually go over to that village over there because that's just got super lucky with that. I'm not sure if I already just max it out. Who cares? There we go. Yeah, having high render distance means you can see more. Obviously, I think it's pretty important. Where's my crafting table? I left it up there. It's fine. My friends always hate whenever I do this. I'll make another crafting table because I'm lazy. But I'll make a boat. There we go. How many frames are we getting? 100. That's fine. That's good enough. Pull some kelp. Yeah, but always be on the lookout for stuff like you might find a good shipwreck or something. And this isn't a speed run. There's no means a speed run. I'm not going for any like workers or anything by any means. This is just to get you caught up, like early game. So if you're ever stuck in a like if you're like on a server for the first time and it's like or like go to the anarchy servers, you're like, what do I do? How's everyone getting so rich, so quickly? This is kind of what you want to do. First, yeah, I'll always steal the hay bales. Those are very good for you. Um, I recommend grabbing those. I'm just gonna turn them into. That's not how you do that. I'm gonna turn these into bread. And then if I can stop double clicking, yeah, that'd be fantastic. There we go. Now I have free bread. Now next thing is, I mean, people do this anyway. Just get loot everything. Those are pretty good early game, or we're like mid game, but I'll show you later why. I don't have a pickaxe just yet. Actually, let's do this bed too. But I'm going to alright, check that out. I'm gonna actually, I think that one probably actually has something. This is more. This is definitely more nuanced, but these bigger houses. Oh yeah, this. It's usually sometimes a chest in this house, but it's not this time. It's fine. But yeah, just try and grab any chests. All these chests suck. What's going on here? There's absolutely nothing going on. There are zero chests. Hopefully there's a chest over here, because usually you'll get some like. Because if let's say you don't get any hay bales or something's wrong. Yeah, this is what I meant right here. You'll grab this stuff right here. Oh, by the way, this is also good for looting chests quickly. If you're ever in a scenario like you saw with this, I'm just going to do it like this so it's more scattered, so it makes more sense. If you ever want to grab a whole bunch of one item, just double click it. That's it. Quickly. You pick up the entire item. And now, this is what speedrunners do. If you want to grab like like a whole stack of an item or like as much as you can, and move it to to your inventory, or actually vice versa, shift click or shift and then double click again, and then it'll stack it. It'll put it all into a stack or to wherever it is, and then you can do that with that. So that way, instead of just shift clicking everything, let's say it's like this again, you can do something simple as this. Then you have everything already in your inventory. Much better. Um, Now I would say grab some food, but we already have bread. But if not, you can just kill some pigs. I recommend using your axe because it one shots most things, even as a wood axe, which is crazy. Next, I'm actually gonna get this iron golem here because I want it. Again, you can use the axe, which is really helpful. This villager can stop pushing down. And one more hit should do. There we go. Now I have, I think it's at least 3 iron, I'm pretty sure. We got 4. Sick. Perfect. Alright. That's actually good enough for a bucket, which I would recommend. People say make a people always like make an iron pickaxe or like armor first with your first couple iron. I actually don't recommend that because I think a water bucket is way more useful for getting down to those caves early game than like a little bit of armor is. And obviously, this some will take practice. You just have to get used to the mechanics of the game, learning how to do crits and stuff like that, etc. But I just want to try and find some gravel. I'm actually, I'll just mine it myself. It's fine. But I actually want to grab some gravel really fast. We might get lucky and some flint here. If not, we'll just break it. There we go. Didn't even lose any health. I'm just gonna break this till we get gravel. There we go. We got our first flint. Mix that with flint. Now we have ourselves our flint and steel, and we have ourselves an axe. So this is how you want to get food, for the most part. You just right click, left click, you get yourself some food. Pretty easy. But we're out of wood, so obviously get wood. And this should all be before you go into a cave. I would not recommend going to a cave without food, wood, and we don't need these blocks anymore. This is just, actually I don't need this for now anyway. Just, yeah, like some basic wood, food, and then uh, some tools, basic tools. It's gonna be very important for later. But yeah, so like let's see, it's like the sheep right here. You just right click and then left click, and then you get cooked mutton, so you don't have to cook it in the furnace. So it saves you a whole lot of time on coal. That way, that coal can be used for torches later. Also, that is one thing I would recommend. I guess seeing as how you're going to be in caves a lot, if you have some kind of mod or um, I think torches are great, but let's say if you don't want to use mods and you want to just like go vanilla, just have to use torches. There's just no other way to around it. I know certain monitors like to see more in the dark, but I would recommend just keeping yeah, just you have to use a lot of torches. But yeah, I think once you get enough, I'm gonna get. Oh god, oh that was not the intention. I'm actually grabbing just some more chicken because it heals a bit faster than bread does. Oh, they sound different. Oh, that's weird. I don't like that. I haven't played much of the new versions of Minecraft, so okay, I cannot. My aim sucks. All right, give me your piggy. Actually, these are just they're probably the third best food in the game. All right, perfect. All right, it broke, but now we can probably grab some cobblestone, and yeah, we can probably loot this area anyway. Actually, I'll go ahead and craft that. Oh yeah, quick tip. Whenever this is not something you'll need all the time, but uh, if you have some whatever slot you have something in, if you hover your mouse over a different slot, like in your inventory or a chest, and you click that keybind, it'll automatically go to that slot. So like if I hit one with my feathers, it goes right there, and also back and forth. So like this, I'm literally just pressing one, and you moves from this spot where mouse hovering to that one slot, and it works for even like your like my last command is C. So if I press C, it goes there. And you can switch that way. It also works if you have it something else in that slot as well. Like let's say I want to switch my pickaxe with the potatoes, I just press C and it switches back, and then again, which is so that if you ever see people switching stuff really quickly in their inventory, that's how they're doing it. They just click that key behind while hovering the mouse over. Really helpful stuff. But it is approaching nighttime, so let me get like 12 because I want to get a pickaxe. Plus, that's good enough. That's good enough. So I'm gonna need some coal. Yes, I'll need that. I just want to make this my cave. I might just do this as my cave right here. Let me. Let me just do this instead. All right, pickaxe, sword, and drop that. I don't need that anymore. I'm gonna use my cobblestone as my building block, and then yeah, I think I'll go head down to that cave. Now, if you're really desperate for now, this is just something I'm doing because I know how to get coal down there. But if you're really desperate for coal, if you really need some, I recommend spelting logs. It has to be logs, not just oak planks. It has to be logs specifically. We can smelt those into charcoal, which can be turned into torches. But for now, I'm just gonna do this because it's faster. Actually, speaking of which, I'm gonna make. Actually, I need more sticks first. I'm gonna make an axe. This is gonna be really good for down there in case my sword breaks. Now I might do. That's fine. Obviously, early um, cobblestone, uh, iron, just like coal. These are all very important things to get early game. Now, I wouldn't recommend going for every single ore you find. Like, I don't think you need gold this early on. Like, unless you know you're gonna make apples. But like for most part, this is just stuff you're not gonna stress about too much. And then, yeah. So I'm not sure if you can see this or not. I know not everyone's monitor can, but like I can see like this is copper right here. I guess these if you're in the later versions of Minecraft, go for copper if you're not confident in yourself enough. I mean, it drops like pretty. Like just one gives me 5, which is enough for a helmet. Like just you can easily get if you can get copper or iron, like 30 copper iron, then you're pretty much good. You just need one or the other, and then you can hop out. I'm gonna grab just actually I'll go and grab this just for the sake. Because if let's say you're starting out, you're not confident in yourself, this is what you would do. Obviously, as you get more, like at this point, I don't think I necessarily need it. I think you can definitely go on without like armor if you, like going into a cave, but if you just know how to time yourself, you know how to eat properly, you can do it. But yeah, I'm gonna head out of here. It's kind of a dead end. Do I have any? No, I didn't have. I think I dropped some wool, but it wasn't enough for a bed anyway. Oh no, I have a bed. I'm so smart. I have a bed. I'm going to sleep. There we go. And I'm gonna grab more coal. It's always good. It's always what I like to see. Enderman. Also, this is necessary, but if you want these, if you want the subtitles on, I think they're helpful. It tells you like what's around you. Um, it's completely that was just entirely up to you. But this is how I it helps me see what's going on in the game without necessarily like seeing it. If that makes sense. Oh yeah. Also inventory management. Like certain things you're just not going to need. Like diorite, no one needs. I already have cooked food, so I can drop that. Potatoes will keep for now. Um, feathers. Well, they're kind of good for arrows. So if I get enough flint, I might. But for now, I'm just gonna kind of manage it. I always keep things in the same spot. I think it's the way I am. I like to like organize it so I know where stuff is, like in a moment's notice. I'll keep spare food right here. A bed can go right here. Potatoes can go there. I don't have enough cobblestone to fill these slots yet, but that's good enough right there. Oh, I have two. So this guy should be enough for a bow. Yes, okay. That's good, actually. There we go. Get myself a bow. And now if I have arrows, this will be good. You know, against if you're against the skeleton or something. Mm, I don't think this is gonna be good. This is. Does this go deeper? I see some. What's here? Nothing. Okay, it is empty. So like right there, I don't have a zoom on in right here, but if you want, I would recommend a zoom mod. That helps a lot. But if you don't, if you really want to see from far away, you can just zoom your FOV. I can see a cave there that looks promising. It's the only one I see. That looks like a cave right there. Something small. That one looks pretty. Actually, that one doesn't look that good. I'm gonna check that one first, and then I think that one next. I think that looks good. Okay. Oh yeah. Next point. Minecraft combat. So once you get into a cave, you're gonna deal with monsters. Everyone knows them. Everyone hates them. But you're gonna deal with them. The secret is to attack and back up. Unless the skeletons, which are a bit different, you want to kind of attack and strafe. It'll show you when they come up. So like right here, this guy, the zombie right here. Let's swing and back up, swing, back up, and if because you do knockback, you can just like swing and stay still if you need to. But this is kind of how you start out early game. Let me get that achievement, and now we can actually start making some armor. How many did I get? 5. Okay, so that's enough for a helmet. I would personally recommend going for a chest plate first, only because that just does the most protection. Um, but obviously, if you need some armor quickly, just go for whatever you got. The goal is about 30. I forgot the exact number that you need. It's like 28 or something like that. But 30 is like just what people usually think when they're like, "Oh, I'm in a cave. I need." Like that's how you know you have enough for a full set of iron armor. Hey. And always remember to eat. I get people doing this all the time, but they'll be at like 3 hearts and like 8 hunger bars. They'll just won't eat until they're like dead, basically. Like I try to remind them, like, hey, don't forget you should eat food because your hearts will only increase when you get like it only increase when it's at the nine was at 9.5 or 10. Otherwise, you don't heal without something else interfering. All right, just in time for nighttime. All right, go ahead and sleep. All right, now we have a decent amount of stuff to, I say, start building a base. We have some arrows, which is good. Okay, bones. Don't need rotten flesh. But I'll keep the string for now, just in case. And now I think, yeah, we can probably head back to the village we found. But now that we're here, my next goal was to find the biggest house, aka that one right there, and steal it. I don't see any other houses that are as big as this one. So we're gonna yoink it. That's what's gonna happen. We're just gonna yoink it. And actually, we have turtles right here, which is super nice. Those are gonna be good for later. That's why I need the self touch, but we don't. That's a bit farther down. But for now, we're gonna break this, just empty out this, and then yeah, this is gonna be our new home for a little bit. I might make this wider actually. Um, you know what? Now put that up there, right there, right there, and then space some chests. Oh, I need two more. Yeah, like that. This is starting out. So my rule of thumb for like beginning chests is put all the valuables, aka like your ores and your like special items, things like that, in one chest. Actually, I need one more. 'Cause I did it wrong. Yeah. So I guess this one hold the special items. That's fine. Bottom one, I always like to do like mob loot, or not even just mob loot, just like things that like come from. Well, yeah, mobs. So that could even include like chicken and stuff like that. I'm gonna keep that on me for now. This is like special items, like things I'm gonna use, like especially that are vital or early game. This is just blocks, like cobblestone, dirt, things like that. Things that I'll use, but not necessarily right now. But if I save, they'll be good for like later projects. There we go. And then actually, I don't really feel like making more, like building out. So instead, I want to make the wall into the thing that I need. Make one more. Crap. There we go. All right, I see one more. Fill in the gaps. I'm still from this guy. Sorry, bud. And there we go. And now I'll split this up into like 8 sections, I think. All right, put that there. Let's put the iron in that one. Actually, let's split that up a little bit. Actually, I'll leave the potatoes as well. I might use those later. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and put my bed and set my spawn. And there we go. Once our iron is done smelting, we will have enough armor for our adventures. Actually, I don't really need the copper because I have these boots, but I'll just make it. Yeah. I was like meant just because it won't break for a while, but I'm gonna keep it for now. I'll keep these just because I think they will be technically stronger. The first chest plate, and we need 5 for the helmet, and then let's fit it in math right. Yep. We'll have one spare. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We'll have one spare, which we can use for something else. This is just so we can get comfortable actually mining in the caves. Obviously, we're gonna get more iron later. I think I'll save the iron farm for next episode. And then last but not least, the boots. There we go. And then we're set. Actually, we have two left. I'll go make a sword to commemorate this occasion. Look us, there we go. This is my armor. This is my stuff. And that's my home. Anyway, thank you for watching the first episode of this Minecraft adventure, / tutorial, and I will see you guys later. Peace.